this is a great question. So one of the things that I was really scared about was public speaking, doing these kind of sessions and what I need to do. So even I'm taking right now counseling course, and one of the main things that it talks about for us to do is to, face it little bit by little bit. So for example, one of the things, running these sessions were something I was, a little bit anxious about and fearful about. So what I did was I just invited just three of my friends onto the first one, and I see if I could do it. Right. So there's something called, just look into it online. There's something called gradual exposure. Right. So in order to overcome certain fears, whether they be interviewing or whether it's meeting new friends, going to somewhere, just going at a level that you're comfortable in the beginning is the way. So one of the main things that I did was, like I said, for the, public speaking, what I want to eventually do is talk in front of a lot of people, thousand, whatever the number may be. Right. But the thing is, I realize me just going and talking in front of even 100 people or 50 people, it's not the easiest thing to do, no matter how confident I feel in this moment. Right. So what I started to do is, do it at a smaller scale. First, give a little presentation to my sister. Then, let me invite three more friends, and then let's invite my, other friends, and then let's invite, more people. Right. People who, friends of friends, and so forth. So that's really, it's called gradual exposure, and that's one of the main ways I found effective and comfortable. And I realized every time I practice that, I become less anxious, less stressed out. So that's one of the mains I'm doing. So I would say, what is the easiest step, 3 steps that you can do to overcome the whatever the fear you feel? Maybe it's an interview, or maybe you're scared to do a public speaking, or maybe you're scared to, go to events, right? Whatever they may be. I would say, repeatedly going onto a level that you're comfortable. That's one of the main things I tell for everybody, is that instead of fully exposing yourself to the difficult thing, go to the level that you are comfortable. Like going fully right away, it's called, in coaching or counseling, it's called flooding, and it's actually very stressful. But what I recommend is gradual exposure, little bit by little bit. Right. So go to the levels that instead of doing nothing and avoiding altogether, go to the extent that you can go. Right. Maybe it's few steps or few levels, right? That, and then you try it again and try it again. And this is something that I'm also trying, is keep practicing to the extent that I am comfortable to practice, and then doing it repeatedly instead of avoiding it, because I realize avoiding it actually makes you more scared and more stressed out. But if you take even little action, small actions, right, towards the direction, to go on the direction you want to go, and then do it repeatedly, you will naturally build a practice or build a habit, or it will actually help you become less scared. Even like these sessions, I was fearful to do them before. Now I'm very comfortable, even I enjoy it. Right. So you'll see, things that you find fearful the most is probably the same things that you are scared to do, or even you are actually enjoy doing. Right. So things that you're scared might be the things that you end up actually find most enjoyable to do eventually. Right. So that's something to think about.